Welcome to the Kingdom Culture Podcast that was created on purpose with a purpose to empower, uplift, and guide others to the center of God's perfect will. Kingdom Culture family, welcome back to the Kingdom Culture Podcast. Happy New Year. We are entering 2024. And so for this week's episode, I wanted to talk about a cool moment that I had in prayer. As you guys know, I am a person of faith, and so the Lord's the thing that I hang on to help me with my life and my healing journey and everything else. But a cool thing happened while I was in prayer coming into the new year. He gave me some verses that I want to discuss with you guys, and I feel like are very fitting for the start of the new year and allowing us to be more confident and courageous and strong. So the verse is Joshua 1:9, and he broke it into two different parts. I think it's Joshua 6 and Joshua 1:6 and 9. So it says, "Give it everything you have, heart and soul. Do not be timid. Don't get discouraged. God, your God, is with you every step that you take." And so as I was in prayer and trying to figure out why the Lord had given me those verses, I realized that there are parts of me that I no longer want to carry on with me for 2024. There are habits I no longer want to have. There is things that I no longer want to worry about, mental, tabs that I want to just remove, stress that I don't want to have anymore, and little things like that. And so when I was in prayer and going through these things, it was cool to see how the Lord was giving me direction for myself, for my life, and I wanted to share it with you guys. I'm in a season of quietness, and what that means for me is that I don't really speak to a lot of people right now. I am mostly in my prayer closet. I am talking to God. I am listening for His voice. And while I've been doing this, I realized that, I have three main things that I wanna really focus on for the next 6 months or however long the Lord keeps me there. And one of them is to stop my analysis paralysis. If you don't know what that is, that means that you overthink and you overanalyze everything without taking action, because you freeze yourself out from actually creating an outcome. So I usually try my hardest to just have everything, in place and try to be perfect and have A, B, C, D lined up before I even make a step. And I'm a very prayerful person, so I always pray for God's guidance for everything that I do. But, the Lord is telling me, like, hey, have faith. I got you. Have confidence in yourself. It's okay. So that's one of the things that I want to, really get rid of. And I want to be able to stop worrying about the future and creating false narratives in my mind, because we humans do that a lot. Like, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes we can think about tomorrow too much. And we think like, oh no, wait, I have to make sure that my house is taken care of. I have bills to pay. I have to make sure that, my idea is great, because if it's not, what happens if I fail? What happens if it doesn't work? What happens with all the money that I'll invest into whatever it is that you're trying to do, right? And instead of actually going for it and saying like, whatever happens, the Lord's got it, I'm just going to do it, we have paralysis. And so I want to stop doing that, and I want to put 100% of my faith on God and nothing else, right? So I am deciding to make an effort that every time I have a thought, every time that there's some fear that comes in, every time that there's a lie that comes in, that I replace it with truth. The fact that I am doing the best that I can, the Lord's got me, and if I do fail, it just means that I'm trying and I'm going to get somewhere anyway. That failure is going to teach me something. It's going to, kind of like put a step towards my bigger goals. And that's amazing that I'm coming to realize that if I fail forward, there's no way I'm going to fail, because I'm not giving up. The only way that I will fail is if I say whatever and I throw in the towel, right? Another thing that I really, really, really want to just realize for myself is to stay and remain confident. through my healing journey and everything else, I've been able to love myself so deeply and look at myself in the mirror and say, Avril, you are amazing. You have, grown up, and that little girl that you used to see in the mirror, there's no reason to hate her, and for those of you that don't know, the reason why I had a low self-esteem was because I'm actually born with something different in my leg. So one of my legs is shorter than the other. And so I walk a little bit different. I walk with a small limp. And it's noticeable, right? It's noticeable. And growing up in school, kids were mean. I had to deal with a lot of stares, and I still do, right? The stares will always be there. And the cool thing is that sometimes people that have hung around me long enough, like, forget about it and don't realize it anymore. But that really, really used to bother me, because I'm like, man, I'm always going to be looked at as that girl that can't walk right. I'm always going to be looked at as that kid that, couldn't do a lot of sports because I couldn't keep up with people, or I couldn't do rock climbing because I know that I would fall, or whatever else. And so I really, truly want to be so confident in who I am and who the Lord has made me, that I'm able to shine bright and dismiss everything. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I do second guess myself with big crowds. It's cute. I hold my husband's hand when we're going through crowds, because I'm like, I'm gonna get lost, because I'm not gonna be able to like stay with your step. But I want to be so confident, you guys. I want to fall in love with myself so deeply that I forget that I have that. How amazing is it that the Lord has made me perfectly and wonderfully, right? That's my truth. That's the truth that I'm replacing the lie with. The Lord has made me wonderfully and beautifully. Like, He chose to make me this way to not only, help others, but allow me to see life in a different perspective, because I have more compassion for people that have things like me. I'm more compassionate with kids. The cool thing is that there's this girl I'm at work, and she says that her niece is like me, and she's always telling her, like, hey, you know what, you're not the only one. I have this person I work with at work, and she, she's so confident, and she's so strong. She works out and everything else. And I'm like, can I meet her, please? Can I just meet her and give her the biggest hug ever? Because, like, I love that. And it's actually given me a passion to help kids like me to work out and everything else, because I've gone through therapy. I have this cool brace that I use now, and so I'm able to use that as an example to help others, and to realize that, like, you know what, different is not bad. Your life and you yourself are not ugly. You're not a weird kid because you're different. Embrace it. Love yourself 100%. Be confident and just live your life. So, that's what I want. I want to be so in love with myself that I don't even think about the leg thing that I have. And that I bring confidence and goodness and love to others. And I'm able to be an inspiration, right? Because that's what I want. I want my life to be an inspiration for others, and for others to see that it's okay. It's okay to be different. And the last thing that the Lord brought me to, and it was super cool, because a friend of mine actually sent me a prayer for 2024, and I love that. She's a very prayerful woman, and I'm so blessed to have her in my life. But she said that the Lord had given her a word for me to delight in 2024. As you guys know, my journey has been a little rough. I've gone through a lot of things, and I think we all do, right? I'm not anything special that I'm like, oh, only bad things happen to me, because I'm not claiming that at all. But she knows my journey. She knows what I've gone through. She knows my pains. She knows what the Lord has helped me heal. And so she said, Lord, help Avril delight in her life. Delight in today. Delight in the things that you have set out for her. Delight in 2024. Enjoy it and find the goodness in everything, right? That's what she told me over her prayer. And I was like, yes, yes, yes. I claim that. I want that for myself. I am going to make that my focus, is to be in delight with my life, to be in delight that the Lord already has plans for me for this year. And I'm not going to overstress. I'm not going to overthink anything. I am not going to overplan. I am not going to, waste energy stressing out about something that doesn't work out, because at the end of the day, God's got it. God has a plan. God has, the things that he wants me to focus on. I want to fall in love with my life every single day, feel fulfilled and feel good about myself, and know that there's a journey. This is a journey, right? This is an everyday journey until we pass away or the Lord comes for us. So fall in love with it, right? That's what I want to do. I want to look outside and be like, God, you're so amazing. Wow, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful out here. Look at my son and see him smiling and laughing and just enjoy everything, every little bit of my life. It's just to be in delight and enjoy and see God's hand all over it, to have spiritual eyes, to be grateful for everything, even if it's bad, right? Because everything that the Lord does is good. He does it for our utmost good, and I want to make sure that my faith is so strong and so stable and I'm rooted in him that I'm able to just say that confidently. So what are the things that you want to change? What are the things that you want to focus on this 2024? What are some things that you want to get into? Start thinking about that and just start making a list. And I hope that you make this the best year yet, and that the Lord is with you and he guides you and he's able to give you new inspiration and hope. That's all I have for you guys this week. Remember that I love you, but that the Lord loves you more, always, always, always. And if you found value in this video, like I always ask, please share it forward, send it to a friend, tell somebody about it, share it on your stories or Instagrams or socials. That would help a ton. But yes, thank you so much for the support so far, and I hope that you guys have a blessed week. We'll see you guys next Wednesday.